Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I am Violette Ayala, the founder of FemCity, and you're joining me today for a great conversation about how to close out 2022. It is our last session of
Wow.
2022. I can't believe it. I was looking at the calendar today and I'm like, this is it. This is our last program of 2022. So I'm super excited. I've invited three of our FemCity global experts and members to join us in this conversation. For those that are watching live, feel free to ask questions. For those that are watching the replay, you can continue the conversation with us and tag or comment below, and we will respond and give you love and advice as well. And if you're watching this even next year, we are here for you still. So we're going to go in alphabetical order today. So it keeps me on track with this conversation. Again, we're talking about how to close out 2022. And the reason why I thought this was a great conversation to have is because I find that towards the end of the year with the holidays, people start getting into like this kind of stress mentality, trying to do like everything they wanted to do for the last 12 months. They start
hmm
panicking, this grinding, this hustling kind of vibe. And I feel like it's the opposite of what we should be doing. I
hmm
feel like we should really be closing out the year with lots of love and grace and calmness to prepare our energy and our strength and also our strategy for the next new year, 2023. So, Julie, share a couple lines about who you are, and then I wanted to ask you, what's your number one advice
hmm
for all of the femmes that are watching on closing out 2022?
Oh my gosh, I'd love to. So I'm Julie Allison. I'm the founder of Catalyst Life Coaching, and I really inspire driven women to claim their inner bad ASS, because that's what I do. So. So my advice, and I'm so excited to share this because it actually came off of a FemCity worksheet that for like thinking about the end of the year, and it was probably the most it resonated the most with me out of any other thing I've done to reflect. Because a lot of times we're like, okay, what's the plan? Like you said, did I do everything I wanted to? What am I going to do starting January 1st? What are my resolutions? Oh my God. Well, this statement or this question was reflect on the three things that brought you the most joy in 2022. Okay, so I did that. Well, it was hard at first for some reason. I was like, I don't know. So, but then it started to flow, and I wrote down like six different things. And when I looked at those things, I realized that they were all the same theme. And it was adventure, experiences with my family and friends. Every single one. And I have the chills, like just talking about it. And so what that did was not only, I had a huge amount of gratitude for all those things. But then it really led me to, you need to make sure you're scheduling more of that in 2023. Right? Like it wasn't rocket science that this is what I should be doing. If those six things brought me joy in 2022, that's what I need to do more of in 2023. So my advice is really reflect what things brought you joy in 2022, and that really gives you your compass for what you should do more of in 2023.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing
Yeah,
that.
of course.
I wrote down on my to-do list also to create a video on that worksheet because I did that last year and so many
Yes.
loved it. So I'm going to do a video on that for Instagram as well. So thank you for that reminder
You're welcome.
and that advice as well. Let's go to Nicole. Nicole, share a little bit about yourself as well. And then the same question for you. What's your number one advice for closing out 2022?
Yes, so I'm Nicole Woodcox Bolden. I am a licensed clinical social worker and a transformational life coach, parent coach, all the things. I've had a lot of trainings, a lot of certificates, a lot of initials. I help people. My biggest thing is helping people become untethered to the shoulds. A lot of times the societal shoulds, because everyone has an opinion of what you should be doing. And it's like, how do we release that so that we can really reconnect with our inner self so that we can follow our guides, follow our intuition, and be connected with what we want our journey to be. So, with that, my biggest advice is kind of similar to what Julie already shared, but I like to think about positive triggers or behavior activators. So, just like we reflect on what went well, what didn't go well, let's think about what was happening before those things that went well, and how can we incorporate and be intentional with that so it can be an activator, so it's easier to do those things that work well for us. So you're making the good things a habit. You know, and it's important that we do it now before we start the new year, because everyone's going to have a New Year's resolution. Let's start now so that you go into the new year already with the habits that you want, already with the behavior activators that you want, so that 2023 could be the year that you want. Let's not wait until January to do these things. Let's set up the behavior activators so that you're already in flow at the beginning of the year.
I love that. I love that. You're right, because there's so much pressure and tension when it comes to that first day of the new year, where everyone's like, I'm going to run a marathon. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to create 3 new businesses. I'm also going to give up sugar. I'm going to give up carbs. I'm going to add more vegetables. I'm going to, like travel more. And it's like all those things. And then we wonder why we fail January 2nd. And we're like, overwhelmed. Right. We feel disappointed. We're upset with ourselves. It's like, yeah. So I love that advice, is just, picking one area or 2 areas, getting into that mode of that new behavior. Mm-hmm. When January 1 comes, you've already built yourself up for success. Yes. You've already prepared. So your statistics are higher, that you will continue to keep that positive behavior, as you mentioned, flowing. So I love that.
I just want to add that, because that may sound intimidating to some people, but a behavior activator, a positive trigger, can be as simple as making a specific music playlist, right. Or, having a cup of water next to you, and every time you drink that water, it's like, breathe, I'm amazing. Have schedule something in your calendar that pops up, you're amazing, breathe. So it doesn't have to be anything major. These are simple things that just trigger your mind. All right, follow that habit. What are you trying to do right now?
I love that. Yeah, you're right. Because sometimes people would put like this huge thing, like, oh my gosh, it's so daunting. But at the end of the day, it could just be like making your bed every day, or focusing on sleep more. Like that's mine, like focusing more on sleep. So that, I get better and better at my sleep patterns, and I start like sleeping 8 hours. I'm at 7-ish hours. I need to add that 1 hour somehow, somewhere. Yeah. So I have a couple weeks to do that. Thank you so much, Nicole. Stacey, a little bit about yourself as well. And then what is your number one advice for closing out 2022?
Sure. Thanks for having us, Violet. Such a worthwhile conversation. So I'm Stacey Luces. I work with diverse women executives and entrepreneurs all over the world who are part of the sandwich generation. They are torn between taking care of their young kids, pursuing an executive career, and also taking care of their aging or ailing parents. I help them reduce stress, find joy, build the life of their dreams without fear of failure or worrying what other people think about them. And so my number one tip would be reflect kind of what Julie was saying, but also reward. Like, what are you rewarding yourself for in terms of, good work that you've done? I don't know. Did I lose everybody? Oh, I feel like everybody froze, but I don't know if I am.
You're good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like I accomplish a goal and then I move on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And I never stop to actually reward myself or say thank you or have grace for my family that put up with whatever shenanigan I was doing. And so I do think that finding a way to reward yourself as the year is closing out, as you reflect, like pull in a reward. Is it a training class? Is it a new outfit? Is it take yourself to dinner? Whatever the thing is, like reward yourself. And then the other thing I think is we always are geared up, ready to go. I think connection, like really spend time to disconnect from work if you can and connect with those that you love or things that make you happy. And Julie, I loved your adventure advice. I'm totally going to do that.
Oh, I have goosebumps, by the way. That's so beautiful. All right, so let's round table this one more time. Final advice that you have, Julie?
Oh, my final advice, I think, to close out the year is just the word joy resonates. Just find the things that really fill you with joy, because happiness is one thing, right? It's kind of like the situational. Joy is really inside. And so, hold on to that joy and spread it wherever you can, especially the next 2 weeks as we close out the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because there's so many people that are going through so much personally, and mental health also. So I love that you added that spreading joy. I've made an intention to only post happy things on my Instagram. I think I've been doing that already, but with the intention that, it can be dark moments for many people. Right. And then if we spend that time sharing joy and positivity, that it makes the world a little bit lighter. So
it does. Thank you.
Nicole, your final advice?
Remember that you have a choice. Every day is a new day. You don't have to get stuck in what happened yesterday. If this year was a horrible year, it's okay, because tomorrow's a new day. In a few weeks, we'll have a new year. Remember the choice. Remember every day is a new day to be who you want to be.
I love that. Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much, Nicole. And we do have some love that came in. Just want to show her really quick. We had great tips. Thank you. Thank you so much. New FemCity Global member. So I'm so happy that she's here joining us. And Stacey Luces, your final advice.
So I read this in a Forbes article as I was preparing for this, and this tagline is going to stay with me forever. It says, reflect, set, go. And I kind of love that. Reflect on the year, set your goals, right? But remember to have grace with them. Don't like be grandiose, like make them really practical. And then like Nike, go do it.
Love that. Thank you so much. All right, for those that would like to connect with you, Julie, what's the best place for them to find you?
Best place to find me is julieallyson.com, ALLYSON.com. All my details are there.
Awesome. Nicole, what's the best place for femmes to connect with you to learn more about the work you're doing in this world?
Yes, if they can go to my website is www.thrivingwithbaby.com. I actually even have a free holiday wellness workbook. So go there, put in your information, and get the free download. Don't worry, I don't spam. You may get something once a month.
Feel the love and great tips, I'm sure.
Yes.
Thank you, Nicole. And Stacey, how can femmes find you to learn more about the work you're doing in this world?
Sure, the best places. I hang out on LinkedIn quite a bit, so just find my name, or my website is evolutionexecutivecoaching.com. There is a fabulous needs assessment form that can help you get a quick gauge on how you're doing and whether you can take me up on an offer for a free chat. And have a wonderful season.
Aw, thank you so much, everyone. I feel so happy and so light, and I'm so glad that I shared our last format for program of 2022 together. Thank you. You guys have added so much love in my life and so much value for our members as well. So I'm really grateful to have you a part of FemCity and the global program. And for those that are watching the replay, let us know how these tips helped you. Stay in touch. We want to know about your success. We want to cheer you on. If you want to kind of tag us also on social media, we're happy to respond and give you some extra love. We wish you a great rest of the year as you end the year in positivity and giving yourself self-love, reflection, and then kind of cleaning all that up and getting ready for January 1st of 2023. Much love to you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.